all right. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Misfit Corner Scams. This year, known as Andrew speaking, and hopefully we're live streaming. I'm watching the stream on YouTube, and it's yet to come through, so I'm not sure if anybody sees me or not. I hope it happens soon because I'm on time. Oh, there we go. All right, now it's coming through. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Misfit Corner Scams. This is the Arts News. Andrew speaking, and we are live streaming. It is Saturday night, and I hope everybody out there is doing fantastic. Let's check in and see who all's here. Tim from the great state of Kentucky is in the house. Good evening, all from the rainy Henderson, Kentucky. Welcome, welcome. Tim says, "Did you hear? He pardoned another guy coming out of the bathroom. Some guy bumped into him in the doorway. Guy says, 'Pardon me,' and Joe says, 'No problem, just lay it on my desk.'" That's good. That's good, Tim. That's very good. BB's here, says hello, everybody. Emmanuel's in the house, says good evening, my friends, Tim. It's showtime. Yes, it is. And he says hello to BB. BB says hello to Manuel. Manuel says showtime, folks. That's right. On time. On time. Thank you very much. I'll tell you the story of how that happened. BB says, "Thanks for the reminder, Manuel. I keep thinking it's Sunday." Oh, no. Manuel says, "How are you doing, everyone? And happy Saturday." BB says, "That's probably because we had practice today at our church for a Christmas program tomorrow." Very nice. Very nice. Glenn actually sent me some pictures of him and his choir performing some Christmas choir stuff. A very dapper young man out there doing his thing. It was wonderful, wonderful. Jim's here. Jim says hello, all. Happy Saturday evening. Welcome. Tim says, "I see you." Well, very good. BB says hello. Manuel says, "Told you you were welcome, BB." And he says hey to his friend Jim. Bertha's here. Bertha, how's it going? Says hello, sir. I'm a beautiful people in the cat tonight. Okay. BB says hello, Misfit. Hello, Drew. Jim says hey to Manuel, my friend. Christina's here and says hi, all. Welcome, Christina. Ronald's in the house, says hello, my friend. 2008 Amp 1 says hello, all. Aaron V's in the house. Welcome, welcome. Jim says hey to BB and Bertha. B Bernie B's here, says hello, Drew in chat. Welcome. Christina says, "Is everyone getting their Medicare scams?" The Medicare scams, I was going to talk about that tonight, have kind of changed. It's no longer we're updating your Medicare records. It's now about the grocery card. The grocery card that they claim pays for your electric and your rent. Does anybody out there think that there's any such a thing? Now, I do know for a fact that Medicare does offer some type of discount cards or grocery cards and all for people that are in need, great need. I know someone personally who has one. He gets a stipends every month that he can use for groceries. Understand completely. Okay, this is somebody who is unable to work, cannot hold a job because of physical disabilities, and he's been on Medicare probably for a very long time, and he has a grocery card that allows him to go buy groceries, and he gets what he needs every month. I'm not sure if it's weekly or monthly, how the distribute. We've never gone into those details, but I seriously doubt he uses it to pay his rent. You know? That sounds like the biggest load of crock I've ever heard. But there may be some government programs out there for people who qualify for Medicaid and Medicare that will help them with rent and electric payments and stuff like that, utility payments and stuff like that. But I seriously doubt it's a grocery card. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's what they're shifting to. And the marketplace scammers are getting ready to be out of a job as of Monday, even though they're going to still call and they're still going to tell you they're going to help you with your marketplace, because the marketplace is open. I think it's all year round, but there are certain times for open enrollment, and that ends tomorrow on the 15th. I've gotten numerous reminder text messages and emails saying, "You got 1 day left. You got one." And it's killing me because I keep forgetting I haven't picked my plan yet. I have a follow-up doctor's appointment on Monday the 23rd, and I told my doctor I will have a new plan picked out for the new year. And then she said, well, when you come in on the 23rd, let me know which plan it is so we can start, working on the approvals for medications and so forth. And I mean, it's just a normal thing with people who have to change insurances or have to update insurances every year. It's not unusual, but yeah, I do it with the help of my doctor, so that's a good thing. Phoebe says, "Oh, I thought I get the joke now. Laugh out loud. I'm a bit slow sometimes. That's okay. I'm a bit slow all the time." Robert's here. Hey, Robert. He says hello, all. Charles is in the house. Says hi to everyone. The Lady P says hey to everyone. Ronald says hey to everyone. Jim says hey to B Bernie B. Berth says hey to Jim. Okay, I'm gonna skip a couple of these. Can get to everybody saying hello back and forth, so that's a good thing. The Costanza's in the house. Scammer Claus is coming to town. You know what? I'm almost certain we will have a visitor next week. Almost 100%. As long as I remember to unlock the front door, we will have a visitor come in and say hi to everybody. So, should be fun. Robert says, remember after tonight, there are only 9 more scamming days till Christmas. They are very, very apt and on it. Ronald says, not true. Uh-oh, not true? What's not true? Did I miss something? Before that, he says, I get them, and then he says, not true. So I'm not sure what he's referring to. Ronald, please, let me check and see if he made another comment. Nope. So Robert, tell me what's not true, because I sometimes I just blabber. You need to be more specific. Charles says hey to Manuel. Manuel says hey to Robert and to Charles. Bertha says, I'm done with Medicare scammers, but get cable scams. They hate dealing with Big Bertha. The final expense insurance, those are back into every day again, because that's year round. They can do that year round. Solar panel, home warranty, home improvement, those I'm getting those more and more often. The cable provider one, I got like 4 cable provider calls in 2 days, and it's like, these guys have been quiet for the longest time, and all of a sudden they're back at it. So it's very based on what's going on, what the time frame is. Medicare and Marketplace were the most prevalent ones, but now that those are wrapping up, it's expanding back into everything else that's what we would call evergreen. Funeral expense is evergreen. You can do it all the time. Home improvement, home warranty, those are evergreen as well. Car insurance and accidents, car accidents, those are also evergreen. So there'll be more of those coming. They don't ever stop. They don't ever stop, guys. I do not know. I will be quite honest with you all. I do not know what I did to get my number on so many of these lists. I honestly wish I knew exactly what it is that got my name on everybody's list. I have some people that'll comment and they say the reason why they keep calling is because you keep answering the phone. Well, I'm not going to stop doing that, But I think it goes back to when my wife's mother-in-law was diagnosed with onset dementia and could no longer live at home alone. And my wife and I moved in with her to help take care of her. We lived with her for about 8 months. And during that time, our telephone numbers, of course, got associated with her. And that's when that's when I can remember the calls starting. And they've never stopped since then. And that was 2017. It was December, January of 2016, 2017 that happened. And it's been nonstop, constant ever since. Excuse me just a second, guys. At least I got the mute button. Okay, let's see what else is going on. BB says, no calls today. Only one yesterday and none the day before, but the day before that only one. They don't love me anymore. Laugh out loud. Works for me. How many did I get yesterday? Yesterday was Friday. I was not home very much of the day. I know I got like 4 or 5 calls while I was at home. While I was on the road, I probably got at least 5 or 6. There was what's so funny is calls will come almost like rapid fire at a certain points in the day. Like it'll be like around noon, I'll get one call, one right after another, and it's just like constant. And then it'll stop, and I won't get a call for like an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. I'll get nothing, and then all of a sudden it'll pick back up again, and it'll be one right after another. I don't know exactly why that happens, but as long as they keep calling, I don't mind. I'll keep messing. Did you guys watch my video from this morning? That one was absolutely hilarious. And what's so funny is last night I was on Todd's live stream with them, and we were joking around, and I said, hey, I want to share with you the video that I'm posting Saturday morning for my channel. And I played the video for them. At the end, Avery was laughing. Oh, as a matter of fact, here he is. Let me bring him in real quick. Hey.
Yo, what's up?
So I was telling them about how yesterday when I was showing you the video that I posted this morning with the with all the edits that I did.
Yeah.
And at the very end, you were laughing. You thought it was hilarious, but you said, "Wait a minute, he instigated that whole thing." And I said, "Yes, it wasn't me. It wasn't me that started it." I just have too much fun with them, man. I can't help myself.
That was a good video. That was a good one.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. Oh,
I think to start with, he didn't realize what he was saying.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Because I said nose job, and he said you can get a nose job and then he said something else, and I was like, okay, I cannot let this go. I can't stop.
Yeah,
we got to keep going, and it was just too much fun. Just too much fun. How you doing, my friend?
I'm all right.
Are you raping and pillaging and taking over boats and having fun pirating?
Not right now.
Not right now? Okay.
I hopefully will later, but there's no raping in that game.
Well, what else what do pirates do? They pillage, they plunder.
Yes,
right?
There is plundering, there is fighting, and last night was fun. Oh
yeah. Did you take over the ship of anybody you know?
No, but we took over the Burning Blade. Which that? You don't know what that is.
No idea.
It's a very large ship in the game. The largest ship in the game.
Oh.
It's controlled by AI skeletons. And if you take it over, they work for you.
You really should like record and live stream and do this.
And the Burning Blade has this giant mouth on the front, right?
Okay.
That shoots fire.
Of course it does.
Yeah. And the skeletons will help repair the boat. They'll man the cannons. You just have to worry about bailing the water when the water gets in. Okay. They won't bail, but they'll repair and they'll cannon. So we took over the Burning Blade, and somebody tried to attack us because sinking it's valuable. The treasure on board.
Right.
It's valuable, but we sunk them.
Excellent.
And it was a good time. It was fun.
All right. Well, I'm glad you had a good time with that. That's great.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the show. I appreciate you coming in, saying hi.
Hey.
All right. Let's see what else is going on here. Tim says, isn't that called food stamps? Food stamps is, from what I remember, when my wife and I were young and first married, we were eligible for food stamps. I remember back at the paper stamps, not the cards.
Yeah. You actually had stamps. Yeah.
Because I was mentioning that I know somebody who has Medicare, and he does have a grocery card that he gets, and he has a certain amount of funds each. I don't know if it's monthly or weekly, but I don't believe he's ever been able to use it to pay his rent or his electric bill, which is what the scammers tell you. They're going to give you this grocery card that you can pay your rent with. Never heard of that. So I
don't know. I'm not sure about the legitimacy of those claims.
I think there probably is some type of government assistance that can help you pay your rent and your electric, but it's not a grocery card, which is what they say they're offering, is a grocery card.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Peter says, waving a hand from Texas. Welcome, sir. Welcome. Jim says, some healthcare companies allow you to pay your utility bills. Some healthcare companies allow you to pay your utility bills. With what? With health insurance?
There may be something.
There is probably some type of program, a government-assisted program, just like food stamps and Medicare, that can help you pay your utilities.
There's probably something with the insurance companies now too.
Maybe, but it's definitely not a grocery card.
It's become a great big convoluted mess that I don't understand.
Yep, absolutely. Christina says, my insurance card gives me a grocery card monthly that I can use for rent, utilities, grocery, and even Uber Eats. Christina, are you just making that up? Are you making that up? Because I Hey, Glenn's here. Hey, Glenn. He says, can't stay. Getting ready for the second concert. Have fun. Okay. Yeah, I was mentioning Glenn is doing his Christmas choir concerts, and like I said, he sent me a picture of him and all the young men doing their singing. Young, spry men. That's what they all are. BB says, scammer clause. Laugh out loud. Hey, you never know. It could happen. Christina says, I just use it for groceries. Okay. Manuel says, hey, my friend Glenn, awesome video. He says hello to Christina. Dave's here. Dave says hello, Drew. Welcome. Bertha says, I was in a car accident Monday and started getting those scammers right away. They can't deal with Big Bertha either. Oh, no. Goodness gracious. Ronald says, laugh out loud. Ronald said something earlier, something about not being true, and I'm not sure what he was referring to. So hopefully when I get through the he's talking about the scammer food card. Okay, that's not true. Okay, we're on the same page now, Ronald. Sorry. I get a little lost sometimes in the conversation because sometimes it's a little bit further behind. Plus, I get lost in conversations all the damn time. You guys should know that by now. BB says, I wonder who it could be. Uh-oh. Oh, you mean who might come? I was just saying, Avery, that we might get a visit from somebody next week. Somebody might come and say hello. And I told everybody that if I remember, I will leave the door unlocked. You make it a little bit easier for somebody to come and visit. But it would be nice to have somebody come and visit, you know? It is the time of year in which we get visits from people from time to time, and it's a wonderful. Guys, to be honest with you, how many times have I actually had somebody visit my live stream? I think this year maybe twice. My son Michael showed up one day and scared the ever-living crap out of me because he's standing right behind me at one point. And I think that's it. Did my daughter? I think my daughter may have come during they know I live stream at this time, so they usually leave me alone, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah. Except for the people I invite. They never. No, I'm just kidding. Avery's always there. Avery, I appreciate. Great.
Oh yeah.
I'm talking about our other friend who can't be bothered. I know he has a life. I'm going to leave him alone.
Nobody came to my streams back when I streamed. It was other people.
Yeah. Well, were you streaming video games?
No. When I would do my art streams.
Oh, I was there for some of those. I think
some of them.
Yeah. Pamela says, hello, everyone. Let's get the scammers. I wish it was easy. Ronald says the scammer food card. Right. Manuel says hello to Pamela. Ronald says, sorry, no problem. I just had to make sure I caught up on what we were talking about. Pamela says, I'm from your your cable TV provider. You are? Well, I got complaints. I have to tell you guys, my mother-in-law the other day, I went outside for something. Maybe went to go check the mail or whatever. And I came back in and she's on the phone and she hangs up the phone. And I said, who was that? She goes, that was a Publishers Clearinghouse caller. And I said, you do know that's a scam, right? And she goes, well, they were just calling to make sure I was going to be home today. And I said, okay, did you give them your address? And she said, no. I said, did they confirm your address? And she said, no. I said, did they even ask your name? And she said, no, they just called to make sure I'd be home today. And I told them I was. And I go, okay, great. And then 2-3 days later, she's like, I don't think they're ever going to come and come to the house. I said, no, they weren't. She was very concerned because she really thought she was getting something from Publishers Clearinghouse. I told her, no, dear, I'm sorry.
Did you enter anything?
Yeah.
If you didn't, guess what?
Publishers Clearinghouse, they're like the police. They don't call you ahead of time. They just show up.
And you had to have entered.
Yeah. Charles says, hope everyone has a good Christmas. I've been away. I'll be away. I'll be in Australia. Very nice. That is probably the one country that if I was going to visit abroad, that's where I'd want to go, is to Australia. I don't think it'll ever happen in my lifetime. I really have no interest in going to other countries, but Australia.
It's like the one place on Earth more dangerous than Florida.
We'd fit right in. I got to tell you, I heard a commercial this evening on my drive home, and I started thinking about it, going, you ever hear a commercial where they'll say something and you'll be like, wait a minute, that doesn't sound exactly right? And what it was a company that does, it was either garage doors or gate doors or something, because they said when they said it, they said whether it's for your home or for your farm, or so I think it might be gate doors. It was a company that builds or installs gated doors, right? And at the end, you know how some companies will say all of our products are made in America, or all of our products are made in the US. This commercial said all of our gates are made in North America. And I stopped for a second and I thought to myself, wait a minute, Mexico, Canada, that's all North America, right? Mm-hmm. Mexico and Canada are all part of North America. It's not just the US. They are literally trying to pass one by us saying it was made in North America. It's like, wait a minute, it could be made in Mexico by slave labor or something, or in Canada by inferior hands. I'm just kidding. That's a joke. I don't want to insult anybody in Canada. That was a joke. But if it was if it was products made in America or the US, they would have said that. But it's not. So instead they said North America.
Yeah.
How deceptive. I mean, if it's made in Mexico, whatever. There's a lot of stuff that is. If it's made in Canada, whatever, a lot of stuff is. Well, no, maybe not. Maybe do we export stuff from Canada other than oil? I don't think so.
Yeah.
No, probably do.
A lot of printing gets done in Canada.
That is true. Well, they have a lot of trees up there, I guess. I mean, but I just thought the commercial was a little deceptive in the fact that they even sounded like they stressed the America part. All of our products are built in North America. I don't think they actually did that, but you could easily see them trying to do something like that. Mm-hmm. Very deceptive. I don't know why Australia made me think about that, but whatever.
I don't know either.
I know.
Doesn't
weird
correlate.
Tangent. It does not correlate. Yeah. Pamela says the scammers are on overtime this holiday. Some of them are working hard. Manuel says, I got a text message about work, some good job. It was a scam. Uh-oh. You know about those text messages, man. Bertha says, on Monday, a friend and I were heading over from Walmart, and a young man was driving his father's car when he hit her car. Oh no. He not only refractured the bone in my spine, but he made it worse. Oh, jeez. Bertha, I'm so sorry. You got to be careful about those kids out there driving cars,
Jeez.
Walmart parking lots are very dangerous, too. I hate to say it, Walmart caters to the lowest common denominator, which means you get some really dumb people that drive around the Walmart parking lot, so you got to be real careful. I think I've been in 2 fender benders in Walmart parking lots. Twice. One recently, but I mean, I was literally backing out of a parking spot and the guy was coming up and just wasn't paying attention. I was like, you okay? Yeah, you okay? All right, good. Bye. That was it. But oh well. Christina says it just takes one, and then they'll resell and resell and resell it. Yep. You answer the call one time, they're going to resell your number. Absolutely. Jim says, so sorry to hear that, Bertha. Pamela says, hello, I'm from Medicare. Ronald says, they sell your numbers from one scammer to another. They do. Robert says, once you are in one list, they sell the list to others. Well, my number. Let me rephrase that. My name is not on anybody's list, but my number is on many, 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 many lists. And I don't know how it happened. I can assume, I can make guesses, educated guesses. I don't know how my number got on so many lists, but I get so many calls, and it's crazy. I wish I could tell you, don't do this one thing. That'll keep your number off of a scammer's list. But I do not know what it is. I do not know what it is. I do not know. So I have, yeah. Bertha says, I found our legitimate companies will sell your name to scam companies. Oh yeah. I told you guys about how it was revealed that the state of Florida was selling DMV records, information from DMV records, and they're allowed to sell it based on their own laws that they created as a way of not having, because down in Florida, we don't have a state tax. For yearly taxing purposes, you don't pay state tax in Florida. We're one of the states that doesn't have a state tax, a state income tax. And how they can do that is, one of the ways they do that is they sell DMV records to companies who do outreaches and do solicitations and so forth. Now, who those companies sell the information to, the state of Florida has no control over. But they have written it in their laws that they can sell that information in order to make money for the state, in order to not have to do state income taxes. So your information is being sold every day, all the time, in every way possible, from everybody. There's no way to get around it. So, and scammers eventually do get it. I mean, hell, be honest with you, whoever pays for it is paying money for it, whether they're a legitimate business or they're a scammer. And when scammers get it, they just share it with other scammers. Sucks, but it's true. Lady P says hi to Manuel and hi to Jim. Manuel says, God bless you. Oh, thank you. I think he's referring back when I sneezed. Oh my gosh, how long ago was that? 18 minutes ago. Sorry. Tattles here. Hey, Tattles says, I'm getting a lot of diabetes calls lately. They claim to be in Chicago, but hang up when I ask them about Lake Erie. They're clueless about U.S. geography. That is true. Eric's here. Hey, Eric says, does anyone get this scam? Hey, this is Amelia from Walmart. I pre-authorized purchase of PlayStation 5 with special edition and Pulse 3D headphones is being ordered from your Walmart account. Yes, I have gotten variations on that scam. Usually it's Amazon. It's also been Walmart, and it's usually some type of Mac or i product.
Yeah.
The PlayStation 5 is new, but that does not surprise me at all. And for a quick, logical sense, what company is going to call anyone to verify a purchase they made with that company to make sure it's legitimate? They're not going to do that. They're just going to process it and take the money.
Amazon will contact you on certain large items.
Certain large items, maybe. Sure, I can believe it.
On certain large, inexpensive items, they do contact.
Yeah, but I don't see anybody else doing that under any circumstances. Oh, you know what's crazy?
Plus, here's the thing about Amazon. When they call and they try to make that claim because they want your information on Amazon, you can just open up your Amazon account and look at everything you've ordered, and past and present, and see there's nothing there.
Well, they will tell you, and I've had them tell me before, well, we flag this as potentially a fraudulent charge. That's why you can't see it. That's why you can't look at it. Yeah, that's what they've said before.
Bullshit.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, did you know we have a Amazon distribution center really close to us, and on Atlantic Boulevard, and in the morning there's a cop that usually sits right there at the exit for the distribution site, and he's got the far right-hand lane blocked in order for the Amazon trucks to come out quickly, the Amazon delivery vehicles to come out quickly. And 'tis the season that this morning I was driving to my store, and I know not to be in that far right-hand lane, so I'm in the left-hand lane, and I go past the cop, and he's directing traffic and keeping people out of that lane. And there was at least 15 Amazon vehicles lined up to get onto 295. I'm like, they're all out there making their deliveries. They're all out there doing their thing. But 'tis the season for them to be very, very busy.
That's how I ordered my mom's Christmas present.
Oh, yeah? Well, my wife ordered me a Christmas gift, Christmas/birthday gift, and it arrived yesterday. It's still in the box, but she ordered me a new chair for my office.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's very nice. But guess who's paying for it in the long run?
You are.
Of course. But that's okay. But yeah, this chair that I'm in, I mean, I'll show you the the handles or the armrests are like all ripped up and metal and so forth. So she ordered me a brand new one, and I'm looking forward to it. I guess supposedly it's got a built-in heater and maybe a massager. I don't know. She said it's a real nice chair, so I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. She loves me.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. Tim says, my old phone number never quit ringing with the scam calls. I finally canceled that number. You know what's so funny? When my daughter switched and got her phone onto her husband's carrier service. Actually, they did it a while ago. They did it before they got married. But the line that I pay for her, I kept. And I actually recently, my wife broke her phone and I had to go get her a new phone. And while I was at the store, I said, well, let me see if I can get a cheap second phone for that line. And I did. And I plugged it in, charged it, turned it on, and put the SIM card into it, of course, for that line. And all that came up was records of scam text messages and so forth. That's all. And I really do got to charge it so that I can actually use it. But I have a extra line that I was originally going to use it for the store, but I thought about maybe giving it out for people to call and like maybe leave messages, and use it specifically for either the store or for this channel, where people can call in.
There's Google numbers you can get for that.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got a number. I'm paying for it every month. I just haven't been using it because there hasn't been a phone attached to it for the longest time. But now I have a phone. So it may be something I start next year, like giving out the number where people can actually call and leave messages. I don't know if I'll answer it, but definitely if somebody wanted to call and say, hey, Drew, Misfit Corner Scams, how's it going? Hey, let me tell you about this scam that I got. It could be, and it'd be interesting because I'm not giving out my phone number for people to call, but trust me, all the
you can create the number. Just set up the voicemail and check the voicemail and record the voicemails, then turn it off when you're done. You'd never hear it ring.
That's so sad, but we could do it. All right. Jim says, I got a Walmart scam call, Eric. Well, yeah, that's a very common one. So, but Eric says to Jim, I get one every day. Oh wow, they've got you pegged, don't they? Boy, oh boy. Robert says, recorded number of calls on Tuesday, 103. Thank goodness for the do not disturb button on my phone. The only return calls to names and numbers that are on my contact list. Very good. I stopped counting how many calls I get because the majority, probably 75%, are ones where I answer and there's nobody there, where they're either testing the line or there's nobody to connect to. I love when I actually get somebody on the line because I enjoy those calls the most. But the majority of calls I get are 10 seconds or less, and it just connects and there's nobody there. My recorder, what's so funny, my recorder lists all my recordings of all my calls, and it lists the time. If it's 10 seconds or less, I just go ahead, I just click through and delete everything, all of them, because if it's less than 10 seconds, trust me, there's nobody there. But I get a lot of those. Hey, Manuel says hello to Avery. He says happy Saturday. BB says hi to Avery.
Hello.
Richard's here. Hey, Richard. Says Avery is always laughing. Yeah. Avery gets a kick out of me because I'm silly. Ronald says, hey, okay, now we're getting up to the point where you joined the show. And that was 23 minutes ago. So I'm a little behind. All right, let me just skip through. Let me just skip through. Everybody's saying hi to Avery. Hi, Avery. I don't know why.
Hello.
Richard says, hello, Avery. I hope all is well.
Everything's great.
He says hi to Manuel. David's here. David says, hey. Bertha says, I'm all good, Jim. It takes a lot longer to heal despite just healing from September's fracture of the same spine bone. This time, some of the bone shattered and touching the nerve. Oh, goodness gracious.
Oh,
please.
Oh, that sounds so painful. That sounds so painful.
Jim says, that's good to hear, Bertha. Bertha says, thank you, BB. The bone may take up to April or May before it's healed, but I'll be okay.
Thank God.
It's one of those things where the older you get, the longer it takes to heal, you know?
True.
Manuel says, I watched your video this morning, my friend Drew. It was very funny. Well, thank you. BB says, anyone who lives in New Jersey or Pennsylvania or the area where the drones are being spotted, anyone here see any? Supposedly in the news, there was a guy supposedly recorded a drone flying over NAS Jax, which is the Naval Air Station here, one of the bigger stations here in Jax. And I keep looking. I haven't seen anything, but supposedly people are seeing them. So
one person probably started doing it and other people are getting in on it.
Yeah. Bertha says the young man was 22 and driving his father's 2005 Rolls Royce. Oh, wow. My son was in an accident one time where he was just driving near where he lives, and this lady just went right through a stop sign and ran into him, and it ended up totaling his car because she hit his back wheel and it pushed in the frame, which if you have frame damage, they just total your car. They're not going to fix that. But she was driving her brother's like convertible, or it was like a nice turbo, and she was literally like 2 blocks away from his house, heading back to or wherever it was she was going. And she just went through the stop sign, didn't realize there was a stop sign, and smashed in the back of my son's car. And I was like, all I could think to myself was, your brother is going to kill you.
Oh, yeah.
That's what happens when you let your sister borrow your car, you know?
Mm-hmm.
The Costanza says, it's for food only. It's fraud if you buy non-food items when for the food card thing. Which I think is funny how they keep trying to sell it as a vehicle for using to pay your rent and your electrics and your utilities. Crazy. Nigella says, good evening. Welcome. Bertha says the young man was at a stop sign reading his text messages and responding when he took off without looking up. I'm not going to say I've never done that, but luckily I've never hit anybody. I will look at my phone when I'm driving and I answer my phone. I am not looking at my phone. I don't take my eyes off of where I'm going, because I know as soon as you look down, you're going to do something stupid. And young people learn that the hard way. He won't ever do that again, or at least you hope he would never do that again. Tattle says, I asked a home improvement scammer for his website, said he didn't have one. I asked how he stays in business in 2024. He claims I was wasting his time. I considered that a compliment. Yes, absolutely. Tarkorf is in the house, says, number on a list. Think Facebook and other data breaches. I've gotten my text number on a list after pissing off a shopping card scammer. Well, A shopping card scammer. I don't think I've dealt with a shopping card scammer, but probably have. So Bertha says, if you're a Medicare Advantage, you can use your Medicare card to help with your utilities and rent. Really? Medicare Advantage will help you pay for your utilities and your rent. There's got to be something specifically for that. It's not a grocery card. But I just, to be honest with you, if there are rules in which people can get a grocery card paid for by the taxpayers of our country and use it to pay their rent and utility, just insane to me. Insane that would be even an option in real life, you know? David says some Medicare Advantage plans have a card that you can pay your utility bills, healthy food, over-the-counter products, etc. Insane. Nigella says hello to Bertha. Christina says, not making it up, you have to have Medicare or Medicaid. I have devoted insurance. Okay. Jim says, I have to get a different cell phone turned on from my landline number. I've been getting a lot of scam calls on my landline. I changed all my landline numbers to the new cell to avoid the scams. I don't know if that's going to help. They're going to keep calling, you know? Bertha says, basically, you have to be on Medicare or Medicaid to have that dual plan needs that will help pay for them, for the utilities and rent as well as groceries. Now, I do know people in this house who have Medicare. I don't know if they've ever had the option of something to pay their rent or their utilities with. I'm assuming that's probably like it's definitely probably a as needed or need-based incentive where if you need help with that, the government will provide some type of service. But it's crazy how often they call and just say, hey, you got Medicare? Well, then you qualify for this grocery card to help pay your rent. That's not how things should work. You know what I mean? Burr says, at least in Missouri, you have to. Okay. Christina says, MTG says it's the Iranians off the coast. Oh, with the drones. I heard on the radio, on the news, they were saying there is no Iranian ship off of our coast. That's just something that's been made up in the news. So I don't know. Believe your lying eyes, right? BB says your cats come to visit quite often. From time to time. Oh, well, actually, I was in here earlier and I had the door open. And I took a scam call. It was a very quick one. It'll probably end up being a short. But I literally had 3 cats in here, including the monster. Betsy was behind me. So actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, let me see if I actually have that video where I could actually share it with you guys. I could show you. Yeah, here it is. Here. Since we're talking about it, screen share, Windows, photo booth, share. There's me. There she is, sitting right behind me. And I don't think you guys can hear anything if I play it because I didn't share it, but you can see I've got 2 cats right there. I'm pointing at my screen. Of course, you can't see where I'm pointing, but you see I have Betty sitting behind me. That's the monster. And then there's Regal, and then I think that's Benji back there. I guess he can't answer that question. But they're good cats. Pains in the asses, but they're good cats. Let's see what else is going on. BB says, just be sure not to light a fire in your fireplace. Actually, I think my wife warned me that the fireplace that we have here in the house has been sealed for many years, so not to try to actually start a fire in it. That would be very dangerous. Bertha said, yesterday I got a car accident scam, and I told him my head was decapitated, my legs and arms with decapitated, and so was my trunk. they probably don't understand what you just said and will still try to have you contact one of their specialists. Ronald says PCH never calls you. I wouldn't think they would, you know. Tattle says, be careful of scammers coming through your chimney next week. The suspect is described as an overweight with a gray beard. Hey, that's all right. We don't mind. BB says, have a nice time to Charles. Ronald says, in 2 years, I'm going to Australia. Very cool. Manuel says, hey to Tattle. Christina says, supposedly there's a breeding colony of king cobras around Orlando. Really? A breeding colony of king cobras near Orlando?
Yeah. I think some cobras escaped from someplace. And
you've heard of this?
Yeah.
This is something that might be true?
Yeah.
That is...
They need to find them and exterminate them.
That's well, you know why? We actually have... There are months in our year in Florida where it is legal to hunt and kill pythons. Because somebody somewhere along the line released a python, and we now have pythons all throughout the Everglades, and they have no natural enemies. They have no natural predators in the wild.
Yep.
And it was on the news the other day that during one of the seasons recently that they caught one that was huge, and they cut it open, and it had like thousands of eggs. Or hundreds. I don't know how many eggs they can hold at one time, but they have no natural enemies, and they're out there just breeding. That's all they do.
Yeah.
Breeding and eating.
And they're getting big.
Yeah, that's what we need. Cobras. Frickin' A. Bertha says PCH wants you to get the gift cards, and then they'll ask all the questions. That's right. Christina says wood metal oil from Canada. Okay, well, so we get stuff from Canada. Okay, I figured we got something from them. BB says people get in the parking lot anywhere, and then they think it's their own little world. That is absolutely true. Junior says, hello, everyone. Hey, welcome. Manuel says hello to Junior. Junior says hey to Manuel. BB says a security breach will also get your name and number out there as well. It happens all the time. You know what I think so funny about some of these security breaches that you hear about in the news? It's months later. That they said, oh, by the way, we had a big, huge security breach, and like the records for every single customer we have was released. But don't worry about it. It's not going to affect you on a day-to-day basis, you know? Oops. But it happens so often. Bertha says, when I got an Amazon scam call last week while in physical therapy, when they said they found a car in what is the southern border of Texas, and they got frustrated and finally hung up. That is such a typical, that script is so old, and they still try it. That just drives me insane that the scripts that they use, they never give up on them. God bless them, you know? Aaron says, try telling them they have reached the police station. Maybe they'll keep the number off the list. I don't think so. They will still try. Tattle says, utility scammer said I overpaid, asking if I wanted a refund by credit or debit card. I said to deduct it from my next bill. They hung up without arguing. Then they usually try and talk me into giving a card number. They do, but sometimes they just don't want to try sometimes. Bertha says, no matter where you are, where you're at, Walmart crosses the no matter where you're at, Walmart across the country, people get crazy. That is true. Oh, Jonathan sent me $10 for cat treats. Trust me, my friend, I do appreciate it. They eat a lot of cat treats. Let me rephrase. They eat a lot of cat treats because my mother-in-law feeds them a lot of cat treats. Very frustrating how often we had to buy cat treats. But thank you, Jonathan. Thank you. Darlene's here. Says, hey, everybody. That was almost 20 minutes ago. Darlene, welcome. I hope you're still there. I appreciate it. Ronald says, BS. Okay. Manuel says, hello to Darlene. Happy Saturday night. Darlene says, hello to Manuel. Jim says, I keep getting the you filled out a healthcare application call on my landline. That's why I use the new cell phone number instead of the landline. What I get on the landline, the home phone, it's usually the cable TV service. It's the Medicare from time to time. My cell phone gets everything, gets absolutely everything. And it's always weird. Sorry. BB says, Santa came to me early. I got a gnome calendar from one of my fellow church members and some cat treats from another this morning. Well, fantastic. Very nice. Well, Merry Christmas there then. Tattle says, will this be the last will this be the last live stream with the old chair? Probably sometime this week I'll put together the other one. I mean, she knows she's not going to wrap it or hide it or anything, so she knows I'm the one's going to have to put it together. It's all right. Most likely. Hey, Boomer's here. Says, howdy, everyone. I'm late, but I'm here. Well, we appreciate it. Thank you, Boomer. Welcome. Manuel says, good morning to Boomer. BB says, to Robert, yes, I often set my phone on Do Not Disturb and only the starred numbers get through. I've been told that's a way to do it. Darlene says, I just changed health insurance. My old insurance keeps emailing me. Bertha says, hello to Boomer. Tarkor says, get a text now number for messages. Some people have mentioned that before. I've never looked into that, but I'll definitely have to look into it. Bertha says, Darlene, I keep experiencing the same issue. I'll be switching starting January 1st, and my current one is constantly calling me to keep me, but no longer fits my needs. I stand my ground. Changing your insurance, you do it. I went when I worked for my last company, not the one I just retired from, the one before that I worked for 23 years. As long as nothing changed with the insurance, I just kept the same one I had because it worked fine for me. My last company, every year they were looking at different types of plans, and the insurance changed every single year. It was a pain in the butt, but that's just part of life, Berth says, Tarkorf, I also utilize a text now number, but solely for scammers. Darlene says, my old insurance doubled in price. Oh, wow. Ridiculous. Couldn't afford that on Social Security. I bet. Bertha says, exactly. My age is a major factor, and I'm a trooper. Ronald says, don't you have a Bluetooth connection with your phone and car? I do, but I hate using it. Like when I'm at my store, I have the Bluetooth on my phone because it connects to my credit card reader, right? So I can take credit cards using my phone service. And when I get in the car, if a phone call comes in, it immediately recognizes the Bluetooth. And I hate taking calls on Bluetooth in the car, just simply because it goes through the speakers in the car. It's very, imagine talking to a scammer on speakerphone on your phone. It's annoying, just in that. Now imagine talking to a scammer through your car stereo. I don't like doing that. I'd rather maintain it on my phone. So I have to remember when I get in the car to turn the Bluetooth off. It's very, very, very frustrating. Robert says in Washington, D.C., it's called being a member of the Senate or Congress to get extras. Oh, boy. Christina says Medicare and Medicaid. Okay. Bertha says, where that man lives here is like going from Jacksonville to Lakeside where you live. Okay. Ronald says, I love cats. Well, very good. I do too. Well, I shouldn't say that. I have one cat. We currently have 6 that live in this house. I claim one of them. One of them is mine, and I love her. She's awesome. Yes. And technically, she wasn't in that picture that I shared with you guys, that video I shared with you all. She wasn't in the room. She knows I'm busy and leave me alone. Actually, she is very, very sneaky. She will come in when I leave the door open. She'll come in, and my computer is on a desk in front of the window, and there's a window ledge, window sill, whatnot. She will come in. She'll go across my desk. She'll get behind my computer, and she'll sit on the windowsill. And I'll come into the office and I'll sit down and I'll be working and never even realize she's here, because she's very quiet. She sits and she's very good. Every now and then she'll pop her head up and come through and say hello and let me know that she's here. But normally she's very quiet and I don't even know she's here. She's been in my office for hours and I never noticed it. You know, she's a great kitty. That would be my stranger. That's the black cat who is mine. Bertha says, it's stricter than you think. It's stricter than you think. What is Advantage plans is in the Medicare card is the rent and utilities. Okay, that I could believe too. There's probably rules that make it harder to be able to use Medicare and Medicaid Advantage plans for those things. But it's not something, it can't be something that anybody who's on Medicare automatically gets. The way the scammers portray it, you're on Medicare, you're going to get this free money. You're going to get this free utilities, free rent payments. I just find that crazy. Same thing with the marketplace scammers. When they call and they say, hey, you're under 65. Well, then you qualify. It's like, that's not the truth. That's not true. There's a lot of factors involved in that. And trust me, they're not calling every single person who's under 65 in this country and telling them they can get free Medicaid health insurance. Almost said Medicare. I hate scammers and the way they talk. Bertha says, what people don't know is every planet is different when you pick Aetna and Blue Cross, Blue Shield, or United Health or whatever. Everything is different depending on what you pick. I think what Bertha meant to say was every plan is different, not every planet. That threw me for a minute there. Darlene says black cats to the right of me. Oh goodness. I don't know if I told you guys before, but it wasn't till we went and saw the movie Fly Me to the Moon. If you've ever seen it, it's got Scarlett Johansson and the guy that played Gambit, whatever his name is, I forgot already. And it was a cute movie. We all enjoyed it. But in the part of the thing, one of the things that happens in the movie is there's a black cat that's running around, and everybody associates black cats with bad luck. And it wasn't until we were sitting there watching that movie did it dawn on me that between me and my wife and my children, we all have black cats. I have Shadow or Stranger. My daughter has Shisha, and my son has Poe. We all have black cats. We have 3 different households, and every one of them has a black cat in it. Which it didn't dawn on me till I was watching that movie. Did I realize, oh my gosh, we all have black cats in our lives. You know, and they're not bad luck for us. They're actually, they're bad luck for people who are not their owners. So I have good luck because of my black cat. She's a great kitty. Christina says pythons have eaten 82% of the Everglade deer. I can believe that. I don't know if that's true or not, but I could absolutely believe that. BB says I'm part of the at least 1 or maybe even 2 branches. Okay. Bertha says Trix uses the decapitated green, and I just went along with it, but it went way over their heads. There's a lot of things that can quickly go over scammers' heads. They're not very bright. They're not very bright at all. Bertha says most of my family is in Florida, so I know it's legal and illegal in Florida during any given time of the year. There are certain times where hunting is legal. Sarah's here. Hey, Sarah says, sorry I'm late. Just came home from seeing our state's holiday lights. Well, that's fantastic. Manuel says, it's good to use text now. Much better, my friend Drew. Excellent. Manuel says hello to Sarah. Christina says, no, in order to get the card, you have to be on Medicare and Medicaid. Okay. Neither of my family members who are on Medicare have Medicaid. They do not have Medicaid. Neither one of them do. So that probably explains a lot more. Sarah says hi to Manuel. And is Avery sleeping? No, he's here. He's just letting me jibber jabber, and he knows I won't shut up. unless I have to like take a sip of water or something. Darlene says Izzy is a sweet cat. She follows me around the house. Very good. BB says hey to Sarah. James says hey all. Welcome, James. And Sarah says hi, BB. All right. Wow. I actually caught up on the chat, and it only took an hour and 15 seconds to do it. Ha ha. Sometimes I feel so good about that. Oh.
You were going there just straight.
I know. You would have killed me if you interrupted me. You know that, right?
I just muted my mic and just
sat back and let me talk.
Yeah.
Actually, I wanted to show you guys something. I started a drawing, a new illustration, and the funny thing is I did not do it on camera, and I'm debating whether or not I'm actually going to do it on camera. But I had an idea for an illustration that I wanted to work on, and I'm actually going to show it to you. It's a page for Crom, which is my barbarian-like character. And I mean, there's not much to this. It's just him standing there. But I have a plan. I have an idea for a story that I laid out months and months and months ago, a Crom story. And I've decided I want to do something different with it artistically. And this is the first page. And if it comes out anything like I have in my mind, and Avery knows exactly what I'm talking about. You have an idea in your mind.
Yeah.
And if you can put it on paper, it could be a fantastic thing. But sometimes it never happens that way.
Yeah.
I have an idea.
Nothing comes out the way you intended it. Yeah.
I have an idea of how I want it to come out in my mind, and we're going to see if it happens. So I was going to work on it while I was at the store today, but I honestly was too busy. Never even got a chance to put pencil to paper. But it's something I'm looking forward to working on. But all right. Well, guys, it's been an hour, and my voice, I'm starting to lose it. I need to drink something. But I appreciate everybody who came in this evening and visited. I was going to say that there's something going on this coming weekend, next weekend, but I don't think it affects Saturday at all. So it should not affect next week's stream. I have stuff going on the day before and the day before that, but on Saturday, everything should be a normal Saturday. So if you're able to join, fantastic. If you can't join, don't worry about it. You know, I'm just going to sit here and talk, and hopefully I'll have stories to tell. Oh, you know what? I forgot. I had read an article. I meant to bring this up last week, and I forgot. I read an article. It was the 25 best holiday Christmas movies to stream now and where to stream them. And it was a list of holiday movies. And what's so funny is I went through them and I'm like, I've seen it. There were some that I've never even heard of. So I wanted to go through the list. But Die Hard was absolutely on the list.
Yeah.
And it's one of the reasons why I put up
it's a Christmas movie.
I put up a poll whether or not Die Hard was a Christmas movie, or whether the poll said you believe Die Hard is a Christmas movie or you're wrong.
Yeah.
And it was like 70% people thought Die Hard should be considered a Christmas movie.
It should be.
Do you know what
it takes place during Christmas and has Christmas music in it?
Christmas music, it absolutely does. Do you know what other movie they have on the list that I didn't consider a Christmas movie, but I could easily see it as a Christmas movie?
What's that?
Gremlins.
Oh, yeah. It is.
100%. I am down for it totally. I consider that a Christmas movie. I would gladly watch that at Christmas time. But there was a couple others that I was like, what the hell? I've never even heard of this one before. So next week, we're going to go through that list. We're going to check out the 25 Christmas movies, and you might be surprised at what's on that list.
Yeah.
So, all right. I'm putting it out there now, so I kind of remind myself not to forget it, because I meant to talk about it 2 weeks ago. But all right, everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining. Avery, once again, it's always a pleasure to have you here. And I hope you all have a fantastic week. I hope you all have a safe holiday. It's coming up very, very soon. Actually, it's a little more than a week away. Matter of fact, my mother called me today, and my wife normally makes sweet potato souffle for our family gatherings. She
Uh-huh.
made a new request for her because we do more Italian foods at Christmas time, lasagna and stuff like that for Christmas, not just ham and stuff like that. She asked my wife to make minestrone soup.
Uh-huh.
That's an Italian type soup,
Yes.
right? And my
Yes.
wife's like, "Yeah, I can do that." I'm like, "Okay, cool." So we made my mom made a special request for minestrone soup, and that's what we're gonna do. So it should be
Okay.
nice. Yeah, yeah.
I've
All right,
never
we're
had
talking.
homemade minestrone soup.
Well,
I've had minestrone soup, but I've never had homemade.
my wife, when I mentioned it to her, she said, we could probably just order some from Olive Garden. I said, yes, we could. If worst case scenario, we just go get whatever they make a family size minestrone soup from Olive Garden,
Yeah.
Pick it up a day or two before, stick it in the fridge, and heat it up before we go.
That'll work.
That'll work. All right, everybody. I hope you all have a fantastic week. Please be safe. Remember, if you get calls like the ones I get, either hang up on them or screw with them like I do. It's always fun to do. And if you do screw with them, try to record it so that you can share it with people. That's Glenn's golden rule. Screw and share. Speaking of which, there are a lot more Glenn videos coming soon. He's been sending me, he actually sent me an email the other day. He said, am I sending you too many? And I said, absolutely not. There's no such thing as too many scam calls, too many recordings. The only problem is sitting down and making the videos to go along with them. That's what takes time. But he's given me lots of material to work with. So, all right, everybody, be good. Be fantastic, and we will see you next week. Thanks, everybody.